There you go. Okay, so now we missed my great intro. No, okay, if we can go to the next, slide, that'd be great. Okay, so now we've got the welcome come over. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to go through a team introduction of who we are behind the scenes, and what we're going to be doing for the 3 days. What content there is in the event. Zara is going to give us a digital platform run through, and that really is going to show you how to make the most of your booth. And then we have got so yeah, so if I can just ask that everybody turn their microphones on off. We don't mind to see your lovely faces, but if we can just keep the microphones on mute, that would be fantastic. Obviously, what we'll do then is we'll also have questions and answers. Please feel free to enter the questions and answers in the chat box if you need to. We can then address them in the Q&A answer slot at the end of the presentation. Okay, next slide, Sarah. Right, so as you all probably know, my name is Tracy Lee Burr. I'm the Portfolio Director for African Construction and Totally Concrete Expo. I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues, Steve Lee, who's the Sales Director. His 2IC is Kenny Masbekeni, and he is the Exhibition and Publishing Sales Manager. He also works on concrete trends, for those of you who don't know. Then we've got Natalie Kruger, who is our Stakeholder Relationships Manager. She basically looks after all the government stakeholders. And then Mark Olivier is the newest member to our team. He's been here quite a while, but most of you who are regular exhibitors might not know Mark, but he also are helping us in sales and also very much focused on the African Smart Cities Summit. Then our producer, Lindiwe Nkosi, all the great content is aligned with her. She's the one who starts it all. We then have Anthea Bass, who is our operations manager, and we then have sorry, I've lost my screen. Yassine Delvi, he's also new, but he's going to be, and I'm sure that most of you have met him online or on the telephone, but he's our digital coordinator and is really helping us get the platform up to speed. Zara Eccles is our marketing manager, and between Zara and Yassine, they have made sure that we have the best platform we can, and they're going to take us through the ins and outs of how to make the best of it. Zara, you can go to the next one. Right, so we've got a jam-packed 3 days. So from Monday to Thursday, we're busy with a lot of content. So all 3 days from Monday to Wednesday, we'll be running the exhibition. So your stands will be live and visitors, just like a live event. You can see the Hublot platform as the actual venue. So everybody will be joining, the attendees will be joining, able to come in and out of the venue, the Hublot platform, from the Monday to the Thursday. For those of us that have signed up for the SACAP soaring session, but I'll take you through that later. The exhibition starts from 9 to 6 on the first day, 9 to 6 on the second day, and 9 to 4 on the third day. We've got a number of content pieces. Firstly, we're running the Stakeholders Engagement Forum, which is powered by our friends and colleagues from NAFB. So the Stakeholders Forum will really be looking at inclusive sustainability for economic growth. And that's really focusing on the small to medium enterprises and what can be done for inclusive growth. We'll have panelists including the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements and Public Works. We'll also have Dr. Julia Petler and our very big friend, Aubrey Chalata, who's also going to be joining us. And we're going to take through questions and answers of how we actually get SMEs up and running for economic inclusion. We then have our talk series. As you know, we've got concrete trends, smart talks, architecture talks, and contractor talks. These are varied talks geared at different audience members. But our concrete talks, we've got our PMSA doing quite a number of workshops there. We've got architecture talks, we've got the smart talks, and the contractor talks. So we've got a number of NAMCO guarantees are going to be there, Building Point is going to be there. So we've got a really jam-packed workshop program. Then we move to the second day, which is still the exhibition, runs the full day, but then we have our African Smart City Summit. So African Smart City Summit is really going to be looking at infrastructure readiness of Africa for smart cities. We are very proud of the fact that we've got representation from Nigeria, Singapore, the US, all coming together to look at the infrastructure needs, whether it is inclusive or not. We're looking at challenges, and we're really taking a candid look at smart cities and Africans' readiness. So we'll be looking at things like broadband, the cost of broadband. We're looking at the road development with Sunrail. So there's a lot of features in that summit. Then the third day, we'll carry on with our workshop talks on that day. And then the Wednesday, we'll carry on with just our exhibition and the workshop talks. And then on Thursday, this is where we are partnering with SACA, which is the South African Council of Architectural Professionals, and we will be hosting their Soaring 2021, their stakeholder convention. So that will run on the Thursday. So our visitors, if they've signed up for Soaring, then they'll be able to participate. That is a paid-for conference. And then the rest of the content is free, except for African Smart Cities, where that is also a paid-for conference. Thanks, Zara. You can go to the next one. Right, so great stats from our as we are currently sitting. We've got over 1,600 pre-registered attendees from over 46 countries. So that's really, really great. We've got 60 exhibitors and over 80 speakers on the program, all in all. So it's quite a jam-packed day. What we're wanting to do as well, because of the exhibitors, just making sure that we've got the right people in the room. We are busy with a what's the word, Zara? Reconfirmation, what is it?
Yeah, so we're just reconfirming attendees who have registered to make sure that they will be joining us on the platform over the 3 days.
That's it. So we just want to make sure that everybody is on board. So you'll see the visitors will be loaded as and when they've confirmed, they've reconfirmed that they are going to be attending. You can go to the next one. Okay, our country profiles, as you can see, those are the 46 countries that have signed up so far. And we've got everything from Algeria to Qatar, the United Kingdom, Zimbabwe, Morocco. So we've got a very full lineup. We've got a lot of representation from our SADC regions, which is great. And we look forward to, there's a lot of the government stakeholders within those regions. So we are looking forward to the matchmaking elements to get that done. As you know, our mission is to connect buyers and sellers, and we really have put a lot of thought into the platform that we are using. Hublot, for us, as you know, there have been digital events previously hosted that people have been to, and I know some of the feedback has been, it really hasn't worked. But we've taken special care to look for the best platform that's easy to use for the user and for the exhibitor alike, and that allows us to run our content simultaneously and is easy to use. So I'm going to hand over to Zara to let you know exactly how to make the best of the platform, how to use it in case you haven't. And please, that comes later. I've got to do the content overview. Apologies, I can't see the slides as they're coming up. I told you about the stakeholders engagement forum about NAPNI, but what I forgot to do was to add that we have this year, we've added a youth advisory board. We're very proud of this board because they've come in and they've given us great insights into how they are experiencing the construction industry, what challenges they face, and what opportunities there are. So they are going to be doing a presentation in the stakeholders engagement forum just to tell us a little bit more about what they think the opportunities for youth in the sector is. So we'll be very proud to have them on board. Next slide. As I said, the workshops, these are CPD accredited workshops. They are accredited by SAICI and SAIBD. The points will be on the website as well as the Hubilo platform itself. Next one. And then obviously the African Smart Cities and Soaring will also be accredited by SAIBD. Okay, that's where I'm now handing over. I skipped a little bit to myself, but just to show, Zara's going to show us exactly how to use the platform, how to make the most of your presence there. It's very vital that we instill the fact that the more active you are on the platform, the more value you are going to get. So the more meetings we are able to set up, the better it's going to be for you. And then I just wanted to say, if there's at any time a problem in terms of you don't know how to use the platform, you're struggling to upload things, please know that the team is on hand to give you a shout. Your first port of call is whoever you've been talking to, but Justine will be more than welcome to help you, and your sales representative will be more than happy to assist as well. So now over to you, Zara.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm just going to take you through the Hubilo platform from the point of registration right up until updating information on your booth. So as most of you would have received already, would have been an email to access the platform. So the visitors will also be accessing the platform the same way. So we will send out the link, the Hubilo link, and they will come to this landing page over here. It will ask you for email address. Once you confirm, it will ask you for a code. So basically, the code that we are sending is customized codes, but however, should you not receive a code in time, we do have a generic code which we have issued to you guys, which is 2021. You simply just agree and verify. If it is the first time you're logging onto the platform, it will open up into a profile section where it would ask you to update your profile picture, put information about your bio or your company. So that would be the next natural step. But because I've been on the platform before, it's not going to ask me again. So once you land onto the platform, you would see the reception area. So the reception area is basically a summary of what the Hubilo platform consists of. So if you hover over the logo, there's a warm welcome to our attendees. You would then also see some banners that market the rest of the week and also just give some recognition to our sponsors, as well as the events taking place over the course of the day, of the 3 days. Then there's also a summary about the agenda, so that prompts our visitors to go and view the full agenda. And then as well, your schedule. So for example, I've added the stakeholder engagement forum to my schedule, just so that I can simply go and look or easily find what I've saved or stored as my favorite, which I'll show you how to do. Then also, if you filter over here, it will show all your meetings that you have coming up. Unfortunately, at the moment, I haven't set up any meetings, but this is basically a quick way for you to find your agenda points that you've highlighted that you'd like to attend, as well as your meetings. It then also gives you a preview of our exhibitors, and then it would prompt our attendees to go and look at all of the exhibitors, which will take you to our exhibitor list, which I'll show you in a bit. And then also the leaderboard. So the leaderboard is just a fun way of seeing who is actually, utilizing the platform the most. So for example, Lizette from PMSA, you've been doing such a lot of work on the platform already. It's now identified you as the #1 attendee on our platform, which is quite nice to see. You can also then be prompted to go view all and to go and check who else is ranked on the leaderboard. So that is basically the summary of the reception. I will be taking questions afterwards. So if you can just put the questions that you have so far in the chat box, and I'll try and address it as I'm moving through the different stages of the platform. So that is basically our reception. I'm then going to move over to the Exhibitors tab. So the Exhibitor tabs is basically where you will find all of our exhibition booths currently. So you will find, if you haven't completed your Excel spreadsheet that Yasin has sent to you, you will see that we have taken the initiative to update your profile for you, in a sense that we just looked up nice pictures from your branding or your website and try to replicate that across the platform. Should you not want to have what we have done for you, there's 2 ways you can get this updated. Either after this meeting, you can email Yasin directly and ask him to resend you the link so that you can update your form online. Or I'm going to show you this morning how to do it yourself. So there's 2 ways for you to update your profiles individually. So if you just go into a profile, you will be able to see, the booth and the information about the company. I'm going to take you more in depth into another booth. I've actually loaded myself as an exhibitor on Building Point, just to be able to show you how to do it yourself. So that is just the exhibitor area is just the summary of where you would find all of our exhibitors listed. If audience members are looking for a particular type of booth or particular industry specific booth, they are able to filter here, looking at the various categories, or also to filter by search by company name. So that is something that, or specific product that you've loaded on your booth. So our visitors are able to navigate that way through our exhibition booth, but also simply by navigating by scrolling down or up. So on the point of the exhibitor booth, I'm going to show you now how to update your own profile. So we have requested from you to register your booth personnel via the same email that we've sent you regarding your Excel spreadsheet. So once you completed who your booth personnel is, or let us know who you'd like to register for booth personnel, you will then find your booth under your profile. So if you click on your profile to the right-hand side, you will see the exhibitor dashboard. So like I've mentioned before, I've loaded myself as Building Point SA just to give you guys an indication of how to do it on your end. So if I go to my exhibitor dashboard, it will open up a different back end that our audience members can't see. So something that most of you haven't seen from our previous demos or previous sit-downs where our team has taken you through the platform is actually this nice analytics page, which we've now upgraded into our portal. So from your point of view, throughout the 3 days or of the event, you'll be able to see a breakdown of analytics of exactly who was on your page, which is a really nice feature to have. So you'll be able to see the current users who came to your platform. So you can see at the moment, it's myself and my colleague Karen. Oh, and Bronwyn. Hi, Bronwyn, if you're on the call. And then also you'll be able to see a summary. So you can see exactly the product views that took place on your booth thus far, any videos, if you've loaded videos, business cards that have been shared with you, profile views, downloads, any chats that have taken place, any meetings that have been scheduled in your team, as well as any lounge meetings you've taken place, and click through it. So how you are able to actually see this data is simply by scrolling down. You can see the engaged users. So here, for example, we can see John has been the most active on this page, and it even goes so far down to see that I have been on this page before as well. So if you'd like to get more insight into this data, or a quicker summary of all of these little areas that have been indicated here, you simply export your list. Once the list is exported, it will come through on an Excel spreadsheet, which you open up, and it will have various tabs. Let me just get it open. Export it again. It will basically have the various tabs for each of the things that I've just pointed out here on top. So let's just wait for this Excel to open up. So you can see the attendee engagement report, the profile report. You can see the PDF download report, who the person was that downloaded, the meeting request. So my colleague Taryn and myself, we did a meeting test yesterday. You can see that myself had a meeting with the attendee Taryn from DMG Events. And you can also see the click-through rate. So at the moment, I know the question is going to be, but sorry, we don't see any data in here in terms of contact numbers and emails. So unfortunately, as nice as this feature is, currently it doesn't pull that information for us from the outset. So post-event, what we will be doing is we will be collating these Excel spreadsheets for you as our exhibitors, and then providing then the further details such as the company number and also the email address for the person. As we do, based on POPI Act, we do see that the fact that somebody visited your booth and engaged with the booth as a acceptance for them to receive information from you. So as of now, for the week next week, you will be able to pull these reports at the ad hoc basis, but then post-event, we will then be able to send you a more in-depth analysis in terms of contact information. So that is just basically the new dashboard feature that has now been made available for our exhibitors. So on top here, if you're wanting to update your information, you will see it prompts you to do everything. So for example, I just simply want to edit the Building Point profile. Don't worry, Bronwyn, John and team, I won't do anything live now. But basically it will ask you, do you want to change the image? If you click on image, it will open to your desktop, your downloads to select the image. If you want to change it to a video, you can do the same. It's the same like doing something on a Word document and wanting to insert it or import it onto the system. And then you can even go so far as to change your company name. So maybe Building Point SA, I know you guys have another company that you, another company name that you fall under. You can also put that in brackets should you wish to. Here you can obviously put your information further in terms of your description. So basically you as the exhibitor have the control to make daily updates as and when you want to do so. Again, should you not feel comfortable to do it on your end, you're more than welcome to send the information to myself and Yasin via the Excel spreadsheet that has been shared or via email, and we will try and assist you as soon as possible to get your information updated. So you would have seen on the Excel spreadsheet, custom CTA. This is basically a little button that shows up on your profile. So this is also one of the things that can be pulled through. My suggestion for a good custom CTA would be to either contact us as the exhibitor or maybe download our latest brochure. That is quite nice call to actions that you can have on your booth. And then again, if you want to replace the banner that we've done for you, you may do so. And it even gives you the specifications of the size of the banner and also the size limit of the banner. So you can share this with your marketing teams in terms of getting them to design your banners or design your collateral for you and make sure that it is ready for the system to be uploaded by you or your team. So that is basically how you can edit your profile. Then move on to team members. So what's quite nice, you can see, this is my team in a hypothetical situation. I'm part of the Building Point team. We have Bronwyn, we have Brent, and we have John. So this is where you can see the summary of your team members. Should you want to add a team member, again, just let us know, and then we will change the type of attendee from visitor to exhibitor for you, and then they will be filtered under your company name. So that is just a matter of you communicating that with our team, and we'll do it for you. I see there's a chat. Let me just see. Are you able to update edit details on the fly throughout? Yes, that's the whole point of this, Bronwyn. So if you feel that your call to action button is not getting enough traction, for example, you can go the same day and do an instantaneous update, and the system will automatically update it, like I say, instantaneously. So it will be done immediately as you do it. So I encourage that. If you see that your booth maybe needs a revamp, or maybe all your information is not ready by today, then that's fine. You can do updates as and when you see fit and as and when you want to. So that is basically the team member section. You would have seen on the various booth, there's a product and services information tab. So here you can add pictures of your products, and you can also label them and name them. So basically this is where you would do it. You simply click on add product, and then you would be able to put in the product name, a little description. You can even put a button text, the URL, and also upload the image. Again, it's prompting you what the correct size it should be, and also the size of the limit of the size of the image. And then product videos. I think it's really important that our exhibitors for the event for the next 3 days have videos uploaded. We do see that videos get higher engagement as opposed to product images or banners. But of course, the big prize or the big win here would be to have all three. So if you're wanting to load any videos, you just go to add video, and it gives you the same, basically the steps to do so. And it will feed straight to your YouTube page. So that's another opportunity for you to get more views and more subscribers on YouTube. I'm just going to check the question in the chat box. Is the specified format used to upload the documents? So it will tell you the specified. So for example, you see it's saying we need a YouTube link. If you go to product and services, if you go add product, it will say the URL for the button. It will say image size. So I think for images, JPEG is the best file format. But for any brochures and file updates, we would need a PDF. So if you look over here, you will see this is where you update your files. Here we go. So it will tell you docs, PowerPoint, but just to give you guys some advice, don't do it in a Word document, because if anybody downloads your information and it's in a Word document, they're able to edit it. So rather follow the step, rather follow a PowerPoint format. If it's in a PDF format, if it is a PowerPoint, save it as a PDF, just so that people are not able to edit your information should they take it off the platform, which I'll show you how they can retrieve it in a bit. Just going to check the next question. Oh, thank you, Yasin, for just putting that in the chat box. So yes, it's docs Word documents, PowerPoint, PDF, etc. Even Excel we can take. So that is basically how you guys can look at the back end of your exhibitor booth to see your analytics, edit your profile, view your team members, and also update your products and videos. Just to make a point here, there are some partners who have gotten FOC booth just based on our partner agreements that we have. So that would be our media partners and associations. Unfortunately, the analytics view is not available for you, but what we will be doing is sending you that information as part of our agreement afterwards. So all of our exhibitors that have booked via Steve, Kenny, Mark, or Natalie, or even Stacy, you guys will have the ability to see this full view of the platform. Before I move on, are there any further questions regarding updating information and looking at your booth on the back end?
Hi, Zara.
Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't type fast enough, so I thought maybe it's best to unmute. I just see that there are some limitations. We're under the smart cities and smart construction, so there's quite a bit of equipment in that there. And I see for the files, there is a limit of only 5. Is that correct? So 5 PDF files, because we've got like data sheets and brochures. I know the limit is 5 megabytes per file, but is it only 5?
Let me check with our Hubelo team. Maybe that is something that we can extend. I'll get back to you with that one.
Okay, thanks.
Then also, I think, Bronwyn, you asked me the last time in our demo about the business cards. So you see here, the business cards do filter as part of the export that you can do on your backend, but we will send you the physical details post-event. I remember you asked me that the previous meeting we had. So I'm going to, if there's no further questions regarding updating your booth, I'm just going to go back into the Exhibitor tab to show you some more functionalities. So I'm going to leave so just a reminder, if you want to go onto your dashboard and your backend, it will be under your profile. If you currently don't see it there, that means you have registered under a wrong type. You didn't register via the exhibitor link, which can be easily fixed on our end if you just notify us. So now I'm going to go into the exhibitor list as if I were a visitor and not part of the Building Point team. And if I were to just click on a exhibition booth, for example, I'm just going to go NAMCO guarantees. You will see that new functionality show up on the right-hand side over here. So something that's quite nice, just for the benefit of everybody on the call, I'm just going to run through this over here. Should you want to chat to somebody on the booth, you simply click on chat. The team member will show up. So Trevor is the only team member at the moment, but should, for example, you saw on the previous booth, there were 3 team members, you then select which team member you want to engage with. Based on maybe the job title, maybe it is somebody specifically looking for. Then should you want to chat to them, you simply click on the old school airplane and that will allow you to chat to the person. It will open up into a box over here. You can also bookmark the exhibitor. So I will show you where your bookmarks live as well, just in a little bit when we get there. And also you can unbookmark it. So bookmarking is basically making a list of exhibitors who you want to keep, aside in your briefcase, which I will show you shortly. And then share your details is basically the business card element that I showed you on your backend. So now Trevor and his team will get my business card as part of his export, saying that Sada Eccles from DMG has visited the booth, and the business card doesn't prompt him to necessarily chat with you immediately, but it's more so as a lead generation opportunity, as if you were going to do it at a live event via a business card. So that is quite nice. And then everything I ran through with you on the back end is simply front end facing. So as you can see, Trevor and the team has not yet populated their booth, but obviously there's still some time to do so. Should I want to do a live chat with the booth while I am on the booth, I can do so. I'm not going to do that now just because I don't want Trevor or his team to be alerted. But basically, as an attendee, I can send a live chat to the booth and the booth member will be prompted to obviously respond. So whether that may be, I see you have product X, what does this cost? For an example, that is something the live chat would be of purpose to. Also, I can see the team members quickly summarize for me, and I can also ask some questions. So I guess the live chat and the Q&A box is basically the same thing, but that is something that visitors can do. And then also you can create polls on your booths in case you want to get some insights from attendees as to why they're visiting the booth or any information you're trying to gather over the 3 days. And then if you go to event, this is where you'll be able to see all of the speakers, but don't worry, I will show you how to find this easier or more easily. And then also you are able to see all the delegates on the platform as well. I'm just see there's a chat in the box. I'm just going to see. For the live chat with visitors, can we add a branded background as per Teams? I don't think you can, Bronwyn, but what I will do is I'll just verify that with the Hublo team as well. Maybe it's something that can be developed, but no promises. I will revert back to you. Just making a note of that. Okay, so that is new features that weren't on the previous version of Hublo, which most of you would have seen based on your conversations with the team. I'm going to now take you through to the agenda. Are there any more questions just regarding the exhibition booths, whether it be the front end or your back end dashboard before we move on? Okay, I'm going to move on to the agenda. So on the agenda, you'll basically get a summary of the 3 days and what is taking place. So here you can see at 9 a.m. on Monday, we have a stakeholder engagement forum. Should you want to know more about the forum, if you click on more, it will give you the information of the full program, who is speaking, when the Q&A is taking place, who's part of the team, and also who our partners and speakers are. So for example, you will be able to see that we've done branding opportunities here for our sponsors and partners. And also, once this thing scrolls over, you will see that NAFP is our partner in this instance, and it will prompt you to go view their profile. So for all of our sponsors and all of our partners that have partnered with us for our workshops, we have created more branding opportunity for you than on our previous system. So here, if remember on the reception area, I showed you how to save to your agenda. If you click on here, you can add it to your work calendar, you can add it to your Google Calendar, or you can block my slots for meeting during this time. So in your agenda, this will feed through to your calendar, and it will say you need to attend the session. So that when people are trying to create a meeting with you, they can see that you're not available between 9 and 11, for instance, because you are in a session. You can also do take a note about the sessions, and it will filter through to your briefcase, which again, I'll show you in a bit. And also you can add it to your agenda. So you can see it's highlighted blue because I've already done so on my end. But if I want to do the next session, I will add it to my agenda, and it will filter through on my reception, and it will also filter through on my calendar. So that is just a look into the banners. For our sponsors and our partners who do currently have workshops, if you're not satisfied with the logo that we used, or if you'd like to make any edits, please do let us know, because we do have time before the event to obviously do that for you. And also just make sure that you're happy with everything and that everything is in order. It is an evolution and it isn't set in stone, so we are able to make changes. We then move over to day 2. Tracy touched on the session. So basically day 2 is our smart cities as well as our workshops. Should you only want to see the workshop program, you just click on workshops. Should you only want to see the smart cities program, you just click on smart cities. Again, the smart cities, we've labeled paid for conference just so that people are aware that they're not going to be able to click onto it easily. And then should you want to join the session on the day, for example, I'm just going to show you on the workshop area, you would click on join session. So just for your information, how we will be doing this, we'll be feeding through all of our sessions onto Hublo platform so that our visitors are able to easily access the streaming of all of the sessions. So that is basically the agenda section. Are there any questions regarding that? Okay, I'm going to move on from the agenda and show you how to update your personal profile now. So if you go to your personal profile and you're wanting to make any edits to your profile at any given stage, whether that be today or even as far as Wednesday, you can do so. You click on edit profile, it will take you to your personal profile, and then you are able to do the necessary changes you are wanting to make. And you can also update your nature of business. So why this is important is because we've asked our visitors to let us know their nature of business when registering. So in order to easily connect you, or for the algorithm to pick up who would be relevant for you to connect with, or make it easier for you to connect with people, we implore you to update your industries and your nature of businesses and interests so that the system can do its work on the back end and match you with the relevant audience members. So that is simply how you update your personal profile. I mentioned briefcase quite a few times during the session, so I just want to take you through the briefcase. So in the briefcase is basically where you'll find all your notes. So under delegates or speakers or even sessions, you're able to make notes simply by looking for hovering over the picture and then clicking on the pencil. And also all your saved files and documents are saved in your briefcase. So should I go onto several booths, but I don't have the time to file and save onto my desktop because it's a digital event, why would you do that? We've made it easier for our attendees to kind of filter their files and documents in a briefcase, which you can simply then download the briefcase and will save to your computer on your desktop. So post-event, audience members are easily able to grab what they've collected over the 3 days. If you want to put it in simpler terms or in layman's terms, this is basically our visitor bag. So that is basically how to retrieve your briefcase, which has your notes and all of your files and documents in it. I mentioned earlier on about the schedule. This is basically the schedule for the next few days. I know you will see that it's showing already that the schedule is live at the moment. The reason we've done that is so that you are able to create meetings and do connections, before the event. So that's why the schedule is a bit earlier than the 23rd to the 25th of August. So I just want to go to next week. So you remember I saved those sessions as part of my agenda. Should anybody want to make a meeting with me, these times will be blocked, and here I can start generating my week of activities based on my agenda by going to the attendee section to create meetings, or just by simply adding an agenda to my calendar. So this is quite nice. It's basically your Outlook calendar, but for the 3 days, specifically for African Construction Expo. My schedule, we just touched on, ticket invoices is null and void in this case. And then if you go to settings, there's not really anything for you guys to worry about. But basically you are able to change your notifications. So I've mentioned previously in previous conversations with you guys that you will be getting email notifications should you not be on the platform, but somebody has sent you a message, for instance. A notification will be filtered to you or sent to you via your email to prompt you to join us on Hubelow because X, Y, and Z has sent you a meeting. So here you are able to basically, we've done it for you so that it gives you notifications anyway. But should you not want that, or for whatever reason you want to change that, that would be under your settings. And we've labeled it as email notification. So you can see every time somebody sends you a meeting, when somebody reviews your profile, and when somebody sends you a message, you will receive a notification from Hubelow. And that is where, if you want to change your settings, you may do so under your settings. The language and the time zone is obviously, we've automatically set it up for everybody, so you don't need to worry about that. Are there any questions regarding updating your profile? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next part, and this is probably the most important part that you guys want to know about. So this is basically where you'll find all the people that are currently living on our event for African Construction Expo. As Tracy mentioned at the beginning of the call, we are doing it in increments, as we are only loading those who are reconfirming that they will definitely be there, because we don't want to have a system of people that are not joining us. So we've readjusted our campaign to focus more on a retention point of view. And every day I'll be doing a upload of new people on the system so that you can also take advantage of the time now to engage with our network. So basically, should you want to set up a meeting with anybody, you literally hover over the person's name. I'm just going to, for the sake of this meeting, I'm just go to Yasin and I'm going to click on meet. Once the calendar opens up, you will see that Yasin is currently on the African Construction booth, so he is an exhibitor. I can make that call. I can see that immediately as I open up his profile. I can also see that his earliest time slots are today and at what time. So I can also choose. I can also choose the date I want to meet with him. So again, we've opened up the calendar to be outside of the event day so that you guys can maximize on that time. And then obviously you choose the time. What's quite nice about the system, it allows you to customize the reason for the meeting. So for example, I don't just have to say, Yasin, I want to connect with you. I can say, Yasin, I see you the marketing coordinator for DMG events. I'd really like to chat to you about a media partnership that we would like to do with you guys. When are you available? So that's quite nice that you're able to give purpose to the meeting. You can see his industry is other, so maybe you can also make the call to say, actually, you know what, he hasn't let us know, he's not really part of our industry, maybe he's not the right person to speak to. And then I'm able to send the meeting request. Before I do that, I want to also show you that similar profiles start picking up. So as you can see, myself and Yasin obviously have been on the platform quite a bit. So it's now picking up on the back end of the algorithm. Look, we are similar profiles as to what you may be looking for, and then it will give you this drop down over here. Obviously, the system is still busy populating as we only did our first visitor import this morning. So this will, like I say, evolve as the days and as we closer to the event. So once I send the meeting request to Yasin, he will get a response on his end. It will go to his work email or the email he registered to attend the event with, where he will get an email notification to say he's got an meeting, as I showed you under settings. So that's basically how you can send a meeting request. I will also ask if I want to chat with him, if I want to make a note about him, or if I simply want to bookmark him like you are able to do with your exhibitors. I'm just going to chat with him to show you how quick and easy it is if somebody is online. I'm just going to say hello. And he can say hi to Harder because he is online at the moment. So that's quite nice that you don't, there's no delay in the sending of the message or anything like that. So that is how you meet and chat with people. Are there any questions just with regards to that? Actually, before we move on, I just want to show you something else with regards to this. You are able to filter. So if you click on filter, you can filter by product interest or your nature of business based on what our audience members have said they are. So obviously, if nobody has said that they concrete equipment, then at the moment on the system, I don't have anybody that is for concrete equipment as an example. If you want to clear all and you want to see the full attendee lists, you just go clear all. You're also able to search for people. So for example, I want to search for anybody from NAFB. Do we have anybody from NAFB on the system? And yes, we do. We have quite a few people from NAFB. So that is an easy way for you to see if a company is on the system or if a company is not on the system. So that is basically how you navigate your filters. And again, it's speakers and then our delegates and visitors. Over here is basically our event feed. I know, Lizette, you have been posting on our event feed. So basically, this is the social media of our platform. Here, our audience members and our exhibitors are able to engage with each other outside of the booths. So for example, I'm just going to do a post today and say, I'm so excited for hashtag African Construction Expo. If I post that, the Z speed will then go down. So what will happen as we populate more news feeds, that you will be able to scroll more and more and more. So this is an opportunity for you as an exhibitors to say, you know, we have this new product. As you can see, Lizette took the opportunity to post about their product, and also people are able to comment and like as they are on social media. So the functionality works exactly like social media. The trophy over here is basically our leaderboard, which I mentioned earlier on. That's also on our reception. So I see, Kenneth, you moved up from the leaderboard from somebody else, who overrode somebody else from earlier on. So that's quite nice. This is also very much instantaneous, and you can also see who are the visitors that are engaging the most on the platform. And then happening now is basically your agenda that you have filtered from the reception, and also your profile, which I made mention of early on. So that is basically the platform in a nutshell. I'm going to open the floor now to any questions around the platform before we move on with the briefing.
Zara, once again, it's me, sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
So on that, there's two questions I have. So first of all, when it comes to the meetings, it just seems to me that it's critical that the exhibitors keep their calendars up to date, so that people that come in and want to set up meetings can actually see when they're available and when they're not. Because that was one of my concerns that I thought.
Yeah.
You know.
So basically, for example, I know Building Point has a session on day 2, I think it is. So
Correct.
During 12 and 1, or whatever the timing is, John and Brent need to make sure for the benefit of everybody else, John and Brent are the speakers from Building Point, and they're also booth personnel. So they need to ensure that their calendar is blocked out from 12 to 1, so that when the visitor looks at the times available, that time won't be available. So yes, to answer your question in a nutshell, Bronwyn, they would need to make sure that the calendars are updated so that visitors can easily navigate the time that is available.
Okay, thanks. And the last question I have is on the chat. I remember when you did the demo with us,
Yes.
to know the availability of the person. I think you said that there would be like a green dot or a red dot to know that the person is available to chat. I didn't see that there for Yasin. Is that still going to be the case?
Let me get back to you with that. We are doing some development at the back end, but I will come back to you on that, Bronwyn. Also, I will come back to you with regards to the file amount size, the amount of files you can have.
Okay, Yasin has come back to me on the files. He said I can have more than 5 files so long as they are less than 5 megabytes. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Yasin. He's doing some work on the back end while we are busy live. That's great stuff. Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions?
I just maybe just also want to let the guys know about, I know this is exhibitor briefing, but also the functionality in terms of the talk function.
Okay,
So,
yes, I can easily do that. So Yasin has just come back to me to remind me as well. I mentioned that the meeting schedule has been made available before and after the event. So what we've done now, we've pushed the meeting capabilities up until the 3rd of September, giving you that week after the event to still engage with the audience and still make meetings and maximize your time on the platform. So that is just something to take note of. And then also over here on the left-hand corner, you can see there's a little pop-up that says we are here. I know, Quentin, I can see you on the call. You made use of this last Friday when we just made it live. So basically what we've done is we've made this chat functionality available at all times so that we can address any concerns or any questions from our audience members. You as our exhibitors, we would prefer getting an email from you guys just so that we have that relationship. We do know who you are and we're able to help you quicker that way. But with regards to our visitors, should they click on the chat, if they ask us a question or ask us how to do something, we will have somebody, not so much this week, but more so over the live days, somebody that's their main purpose or sole purpose for those 3 days is to handle any queries coming through on the platform. So what's quite nice is the queries come through on the platform and also on the login page, which I showed you in the beginning. So before they even log in, if they have questions around how to log in, there is somebody that will be able to assist them to log in and assist them to navigate the platform as well. Will you be showing us how the meetings work? So basically, Gela, I don't want to do any meetings just because the platform is live. But if you'd like, we can show you on a separate call. But basically, if I just show you over here, your meetings will filter through on your agenda. So you'll be able to see all your meetings or anything on your actual agenda, which is under your profile. But we can take you through to how to set up meetings on offline if you'd like to do so.
Hi, sorry, yes, let me just unmute myself. Yeah, this is being demonstrated to me and we need to train people. So if you could just set that up separately with me.
No problem, that's perfectly fine. So basically for the setting up of the meetings, just to reiterate how you go about it, is if you hover, so you can't set up meetings with speakers over here, but not to worry, the speakers filter through under delegates anyway. So every single person, whether you're an exhibitor, whether you're a delegate, whether you're a speaker, you all filter under the delegate tab. So that is a quick way to chat or meet with a person. So when you're setting up the meetings, this is basically how you would do it. And then you would send them the meeting request. That person will then get an email. But I will take you through on a test system just to show you how that will feed through to you if that is something you'd like. Like I say, I don't want to do it right now because the system is live.
Okay, great, thanks.
And then also just to bring to everyone's attention again, should you go to your reception area, your agenda is filtered through over here and all of your meetings will be populated over here. And then actually, let me just do one for the purpose of this call quickly with Yasin. I'm just going to go find him again and then I'm going to do a meeting. It's fine if I have a. So I'm going to set up a meeting with him. I'm going to do it for today. 18, yes. I'm just going to say send. Yasin has accepted your meeting request. And then also over here, sorry, this is something I did forget to mention to you guys. The bar over here is where all your notifications come through. So yes, it goes through to your email, but to get a summary of your notification, it will be under your bar area over here. So now you saw there was a little pop-up that came on the left-hand side here that Yasin has sent me a meeting request. I'm going to go back to home, and now you can see here the meeting is and it's pending. If I click on it, Yasin, can you just accept the meeting? So Yasin's just going on his end now and going to accept the meeting. So basically, once he accepts the meeting, it will go from pending to accepted. So again, Jella, I can take you through that offline. I see we are running out of time. So are there any other questions? I see there's something in the chat. Lounges. Casey, the lounges, we've taken off the platform just for the purpose of the live event. The lounges are at a separate cost. I think I've mentioned this to most of you guys before. So the lounges is basically an opportunity for you as the exhibitor to not engage one-on-one. So something I did forget to mention on the call was that meetings are on a one-on-one basis. The system doesn't allow several people to be on one meeting. However, should you want that capability, you can do so via a lounge and we can set it up for you. But again, that is an additional cost. So you would need to chat to your sales rep or your contact here at DMG, just to kind of talk about the pricing and how you can build it into your package. But as of now, we don't have anybody utilizing the lounge. So we've taken that functionality off of the live feed of the event, just because we don't want people to get confused as to what it is if you're not utilizing it at the moment. So again, if you do want to know more about the lounges and doing any product launches on the system, please speak to either Kenneth or Steve, Natalie, Mark, or Tracy.
Perfect. Thanks, Zara. Are there any other questions for anyone? Okay. So we just also want to go through, if you can go to the next slide, Zara. We just also want to make sure that you get the most out of your exhibition booth. So here are some things that you can do to prepare for the digital event. Special offers and discount codes. Use the event feed and the social media channels to advertise special codes and make them available from your digital expo booth. That way you'll gain traffic to your booth. Also try and make your booth as engaging and as inviting as possible. So upload your branded photos, include videos where possible. Just make your profile as exciting as possible and as inviting. And then also don't forget to link your salespeople to your booth so that you can have more than one person handling the booth at the time. We also recommend, I see that there was an error there, but the third point is actually to attend the workshops as well. So if you've got more people on your booth, try and attend the workshops, because there you can see who, and they have similar interests to you, you can see who is attending the workshop and potentially get some clients that way as well. It says pay a particular attention to comments and questions in the chat as well. This will help you identify potential clients and problems that you can solve. The next one, Azar. Okay, it's engage, engage, engage. So as I said before, the more active we are on the platforms, the more value we will get out in the end. They want to, attendees actually come to the event because they want to engage. They don't want it to be a flip through website browsing issue. It must be engaging. They want to meet with people, and the way we do that is we seek out the customers and we engage in the chatting to people and get the most out of that. Be responsive. I know sometimes I sit at a live event, so this is quite cool, but sometimes you sit at a live event and people are walking past and the exhibitors on their phone or their laptop doing catching up some work, and they're missing the opportunity. So always try and be responsive to the chats and the meeting requests. Know your customer and set goals. Have a good idea of exactly who you want to chat to, what the seniority level is. Obviously, as you saw now through Zara's presentation, we have got very fancy analytics and algorithms that can help you with that. But I think if you know exactly who you're wanting to meet beforehand, it really does help you zone in on the matchmaking element of it. Practice makes perfect. I think there's something that needs to be said in terms of the digital platform. This is a very new platform to most of us here, but as you can see from Zara's presentation, what a fantastic platform it is. It's got so much capability and functionality on it that there's no way we can say that we aren't able to get the most out of this. So practice makes perfect. Please do go on prior to the event, set your profiles up, make sure that you are engaging in the lead up to the event. So on event days, you guys all know exactly what's going on. And that is obviously to your extended team as well. Set up some practice rounds with them and then just to go through the platform so that you're all on the same page. Next one. Okay, putting yourself out there. So it's very important that as much as we market the event, that you guys are also marketing your presence at the show. So you would have got your exhibitor banners that you can use, as well as your unique registration links that you can share with people. Share the event with company-wide, as well as on your marketing and your socials. You know, you really want to drive people on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter to come and join you at the expo and to come and visit your booth. Invite your customers and suppliers and partners. So they will, you know, people like, if you get a personalized invitation from you, they are more likely to come and attend and see what it's all about. And they will also benefit from the knowledge gained at the show. So it really is about us promoting our participation at the show as well. If you need, again, if you need any assistance in terms of exhibitor banners or anything like that, please just give us a shout. We are here to help you as well. Next. Right, social media tags, as we mentioned now, really important to put yourselves out there and to make your presence and participation known at the show. But it's also great if you can include our hashtags and our handles so that we can spread the news even further. So for Facebook, it's Construction Expos SA. For LinkedIn, it's construction-expos-SA. And for Twitter, it's AfriConstruct. And with that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for the team. We've been working very hard to get the presentations up and ready for you guys and the back end. I don't know if there are any more questions. Are there any questions for the team?
Tracy, sorry,
Yes.
I missed a little bit right in the very beginning, and I just want to ask, and sorry if I missed it,
Oh.
when do you say the visitors will have access to the platform?
So as we're loading them now. So that's correct, Zara. So as they get loaded, the reconfirmations, as they get loaded, they have got access to the platform to do their profiles, etc. So it was just an important step for us because we also don't want people who are not going to show up. So we want the people to engage and put their profiles on. So we're doing that retention campaign. And as they are clicking, yes, we are definitely coming, they get a link to the platform and they can start putting their own profiles up, etc. And for a way to engage before the event.
Just to add to that, Tracy, we have done our first import this morning. So there are visitors on the platform currently, and as the day progresses, I will be updating that as people are reconfirming, just so that you're also engaging with people that are actually going to be on the platform. The last thing we want is to have, 3,000 people on the platform, but only 100 people are actually engaging. So we're trying to mitigate that, and also, like Tracy is saying, to retain our audience members to actually make use of the platform.
Okay, thanks. But it's important for us to obviously update our booths as soon as possible, because I know that ours is a little bit bare and obviously all the information is not yet posted. So we need to get there soonest on that.
100%.
And your visitors that register, I've got 2 of our marketing people that I've actually encouraged them to register as visitors rather than exhibitors because they're obviously not experts on Building Point. But Will they also receive, are the visitors also receiving a type of a training like we are, or a run through?
The visitors won't be getting a training. That is why we have the talk button on the platform, should they want to just be able to navigate, and also why we're encouraging them to join beforehand. But just for the purpose of our exhibitors on this call now, should you have any team members that you want to load to the system, but they're not going to be exhibitors, can I suggest you rather send that to myself and Yasin, so that we can ensure that they skip the step of reconfirming the attendance, and so that we can just automatically import, so that we don't get them lost in the crowd, or maybe they're not part of the retention campaign, just to make it easier for you guys and your teams as well. So just to repeat, any visitors that you have that you want to add to the system as either your guests or your team members, rather send us that directly, and we will do it for you.
Thanks, Zara.
And then just to follow on that from that, Bronwyn, in terms of our retention and our final email out to our visitors, we will obviously put in some hints and tips in terms of how to make the most of the platform, set up meetings, etc.
Brilliant, thank you.
Sure.
We will also make this video, the recording, available as well post this meeting, and just so that you guys can come back and work your way through it again, should you want to.
Okay, and I see that you've put in the chat there. If you haven't received your exhibitor banner, please do contact Yasin. I'm sure after this event, we'll send out an email with the recording, and then our team's contact details, so that you can get in touch with them. Are there any other questions?
Just, I
Yeah.
see there's somebody asked in the chat. Mohammed asked, how do you get hold of us? So my email address is zaraeccles@dmg.com. I will send a message in the chat, and yasindalvi@dmg.com. So I will put that in the chat box now.
Yes, so I've just said after the thing, we will send out the recording as well, and then we'll just add in the team's contact details, so that everybody has them, and that will go to all exhibitors. Perfect. Yes, so we will be sharing the presentation. We will, if you want me to just share the presentation slides, that's absolutely fine. Along with the recording, that's fine. We will do that. Makes it a little bit easier as well. But just I'd like to say thank you to you guys for taking the time. I'm sure that you will agree that it is very valuable to see all the tricks and maneuvers that you can do on the platform. I'm very excited about the analytics. It's definitely changing the way we're doing things, and I think it's very, very good for lead generation in terms of the algorithms that are assisting you to target those people who are in attendance. So with that, we will close our exhibitor briefing. We say we are looking so forward to seeing you guys next week. We hope it is 3 days of value and fun and perfect engagement and reconnection with the industry that we have missed so very much. So thank you all, and have a great day.